What's happening now across the Niagara frontier? News stories, old stories, stuff you know about and stuff you'd never believe. It's the NiagaraHub Soapbox with Craig Avery.
Well, today we want to welcome two great individuals from Greenprint, Niagara. Natalie Cook and Tom Lowe are here to talk about the opportunities that are here for people that own or have vacant lots in their area here. Any vacant lot could be something covered by this program, and we'll let these guys talk about what it is they could possibly do with a vacant lot next to you. So Natalie, welcome. Natalie's with the Cornell Cooperative Extension.
Right.
I said that without tripping up. That's good. And Tom is with Niagara University. Niagara University actually was helped originate this idea. Why don't you just tell us how it got started, and you guys just talk about this program. Sounds pretty cool.
Sure, yeah. The brief history is 2000, I think it dates back to fall 2009, and it actually started with some casual conversations with Mayor Deister about urban agriculture and how to grow it in the city of Niagara Falls, and quickly kind of grew into this coalition of organizations interested in urban agriculture or community gardens or vacant lots or in some capacity. So we had this informal vacant lot coalition that decided it was in the best interest to apply for some CDBG funds to formalize the work they were trying to do. Community development block grant funds to really formalize the work that we were trying to do, to get a lease with the city of Niagara Falls to do the work, and then to provide some other resources. So that's what we've been working on all of 2012 basically. We formed Greenprint Niagara as this independent entity. It now has a 9-person board of directors that's going to manage, vacant lot projects. And, we follow a lot of models. The one we probably closely follow is Grassroots Gardens out of Buffalo that's been doing this for, I think, 2 decades now, at least since the 90s. And they have over close to 60 vacant lot projects, community garden projects on vacant lots.
So you've got a vacant lot, whether it's in the middle of a residential or commercial, doesn't matter.
Well, what we're starting with is city-owned vacant lots. There's probably 400 or 500 city-owned lots. But that's not to say if a lot's privately owned, we can't figure it out. We currently have a lease with the city to do city-owned spaces. Okay. And now, obviously, we're not going to look to do a community garden next to the casino in downtown Niagara Falls because that could be developed into something else at some point. So there's certain areas we're going to try to avoid. We don't want to plant vegetables if they're just going to be torn out in a year. We want some long-term. Want them to be a long-term space.
And there needs to be a community surrounding it to support it too. So.
Yeah, ideally, someone would come forward from a neighborhood, say we have a vacant space in our neighborhood. We have about 10 neighbors that want to participate in a vegetable garden, a flower garden, a sculpture garden, any kind of project really. And then we say, we have liability insurance. We'll cover all those people that are going to be on that space. We'll give you a limited amount of soil, plants, seeds, certain things, whatever you'll need for your specific project, and some expertise. We have a great board. We mentioned Cornell. Natalie sits on our board, as well as Kendra Gaynor from Cornell in the Creating Healthy Places to Live, Work, and Play grant. We have the other incorporators where the Niagara Arts and Cultural Center and Kathy Cadella, Niagara Beautification Commission with Linda Gibbons. We have representatives from Jim Bragg, the city planning department's on our board. So we have a lot of expertise to offer with those organizations in the planning of these spaces.
So you have spaces that you've targeted and you know of, or you're waiting for people to come to you with
We have 2 main spaces that the board is looking at as board-operated projects. And Natalie was pretty involved with the demonstration space. I'm going to talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, the demonstration space is at the corner of Main Street and Niagara Ave, and next to Partners Bar near the Bridgeway Market. So that's a space that will be operated by Greenprint as it'll show all the different things that you could do with a vacant lot. So it'll be kind of an example space, an education space. And it's also near Roble Towers and the soup kitchen, so people can kind of go through and experience the space. So it'll be a good example for other people who want to start spaces. So that'll be the big one.
And the plan is, can you talk about what it is you're going to actually do and when? And
In that space?
yeah.
Let's see, we have a few different things. It's outdoor education space, just seating and chalkboard or, you know, that sort of thing. Peace garden.
It's going to be a meditation space set up. I think we're going to have just a recreation picnic area
Right.
kind of set up. There's going to be a raised bed garden just to show people how the raised beds can be built. And then there's going to be two different types of pathways that go through the space, kind of a lower end pathway and a higher end pathway to, again, give options for what other people can do in other vacant lot projects. So we have that one, which, you know, that's the first space that we're going to do, and then we have the Pioneer Park space, which I think you put a post on the NiagaraHub website about at one point. And it's a city-led project through the U.S. Conference of Mayors and Scott's Miracle Grow. It's a grant that we applied for to turn a vacant lot right around the corner from here on 4th and Main-ish area, turn that lot into, again, an outdoor education center, a birdscaped area, and then a outdoor Wi-Fi park as well. So the birdscaping thing, you know, if you stand in this park, it's actually an elevated lot that you can see out to the gorge a little bit. You can see over to Canada. You can see the flyway, you know, the what is it, the bird migration area where all sorts of different birds through the gorge every year to migrate. And we're actually going to put some signage or some educational materials that can help students, youth, anyone identify what types of birds they see flying through the area and attract some of those birds into the park so they get to know the wildlife in the area.
Wow.
And then the outdoor Wi-Fi thing, which I think is kind of new around here at least. It's been done around the country, but again, to complement the Live NF project that is going to be bringing in some young professionals, give them an outdoor space to go use their tablets or to use their e-readers, just to hang out and relax in a quiet neighborhood.
So that's going to require power?
It's going to require some power, and you know it's going to be difficult logistically to figure out, I think, the outdoor Wi-Fi part, but it's something I think we realized was important and was a need for the area with all these new people and hopefully more new people coming into the downtown area. And hopefully it'll attract people to visit the park and hang out in downtown Niagara Falls.
And besides your volunteers then, funding for this, to buy the soil or a bench or something, where does that funding come from?
Right now it's community development block grants. That's what we have from 2012. We just, a week or two ago, received our 501c3 status officially. So now we can ourselves start reaching out and applying for different funding sources. Going to be looking for donations, going to start building relationships with like nurseries and lumber, supply and home improvement stores to get supplies from them. And hopefully we can start to build these relationships where we'll be able to give them a little bit of money, but they give us a lot more than we're paying them for.
Don't forget our good friends at Custom Bench, a good sponsor here, a good plug for the Custom
Absolutely.
Bench folks. He can put up benches for you.
Absolutely.
And the people that put the advertisements on the benches can also help support the project.
Sure.
How neat. Can we go see a couple of these?
Yeah, and
projects,
if anyone's interested, I mean, we're looking right now, we're taking those two projects on as a board. We're looking for other people, other neighborhoods, block clubs, and, businesses, organizations to take on a project of their own. We just put our website up, so greenprintniagara.org. You can check the applications on there. If they're interested, they can always contact anyone. All the board members' email addresses are up there, so reach out to us. We're more than willing to meet and figure out a project for someone and help them find a lot too. We have the maps and the lists of all the vacant lots in the city.
Great.
So.
And the resources of the Cornell Cooperative Extension, it's got to be
Right, yeah.
extensive for projects like this, huh?
Yeah, even just the greenhouse there to grow seedlings and all that sort of thing is helpful. So.
Neat.
And being able to buy in bulk as Greenprint and distribute to other spaces will be a big resource. It's just being able to purchase in such large quantities. So.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think that's one of our biggest advantages is the board we were able to put together, the different skills. I mean, we have horticulture, we have agriculture, we have arts and culture. We have all sorts of disciplines on this board, city planning. So, I mean, you should be able to come to Greenprint with an idea and we should be able to figure out how to get it done. And we're looking, this is a start and we're always interested in taking on additional or partnering on additional projects that are beneficial.
Cool.
So.
All right, so anybody interested can contact greenprintniagara.org.
Yep.
or NiagaraHub, and we can introduce you in the right place. Let's go get some film of some of these areas, and you can tell us a little bit about. And then once they're done, we can do a before and after.
That'd be
kinda
great.
cool. So,
That'd be great.
all right, very good.
Cool.
Good talking with
Thanks,
you.
Greg.
Thanks, Natalie.